Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. Welcome to another video. This is Professor Nameless Kitsune, and today we're going to talk about extremism and why do people fall for it, and how do we prevent extremism from taking a hold on our dear civilization.
As usual, please like, subscribe, and comment to see more nonsense like this.
All right, let's talk about it. Extremism. Extremism is what people turn to when they don't think the normal, peaceful, democratic means of solving problems work, when they think it doesn't work anymore. So they turn to these powerful people who promises you that they can solve the problem. Just give me unlimited power. I will give you back your life. I will give you back your wealth. I will give you back your prosperity. Trust me. Just trust me. I'm going to do it. Just give me unlimited power. I will do it. Extremism comes in many flavors. Left-wing extremism, right-wing extremism, religious extremism. Whatever it is, usually at the end, if it goes far enough, it turns into revolution. Usually violent revolution that destroys every bit of existing political, social, and economic structures. And something new borns out of it. Revolutions are usually not pretty. I personally, just as a notice to all of you, I dislike revolutions. I don't like it. I don't like revolutions. Because everything I own, you see in this background, the bookshelves, the books, the little cart, the little plant, the little lamp, the window drapes, all of it will be gone. And I will likely be gone too with a revolution. So I want to prevent revolutions. I don't like it happening. I want to prevent it from happening. So let's understand why people may subscribe to extremism and why revolutions happen. Why do people participate in extremism and revolutions? You see, my channel now only has 7 subscribers. But there are people out there who have tens of millions of subscribers who are propagating these extreme ideas. Why does that happen? Why do people participate like in the October Revolution? Why did people overthrow the Tsar? Or why do people overthrow the Weimar Republic? Why? Nobody wakes up in the morning and say, my hobby is revolution. Nobody says that. Maybe a few, but normal people, when they wake up in the morning, they don't think about revolutions, right? No. But why do they participate in it? Well, since I'm from China, I usually would like to explain things using Chinese wisdom. There is a Chinese saying from the ancient times. 官逼民反. These 4 characters. It means when the government forces, the people rebels. Hence, when the government doesn't force, the people usually doesn't rebel. Well, what does government forcing mean? Well, in the ancient times, let's say you have a flood, right? A flood, a natural disaster of some kind. And, as a farmer, everything you've worked long and hard for the whole year is gone. You got no grain output this year. Everything is gone in the field. Your house is gone. Your family members may have died. And, you got nothing left. You got nothing to eat. There are usually 2 types of government responses. to a natural disaster in ancient times? Number one, the responsible kind, where you open up the grain storage, you give the food to the people, and you help them out, right? Reconstruct their homes, forcing the rich people to not buy all the ruined land for cheap price. So that next year, the peasants, the farmers, can keep some of their land and continue to farm on it, right? So they have something to go on. So they do not starve to death. That's the responsible kind. Now let's talk about the irresponsible kind. See, the irresponsible kind would do the following. When disaster happens and the people are starving, instead of opening the grain storage and feed the people, the government says, no.
No, no, no,
Nope.
no, 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 no.
Nope. Instead, we're going to let the people starve. And when people are starving, they're desperate, right? They're desperate for any kind of food or compensation. So they sell their land cheaply to the rich and the powerful to get some food at least, right? And then next year, they got nothing left. They got no land to farm on, and they got no food. So famine happens, and countless innocent people dies because of empty stomach. And that is exactly when rebellions will happen. Because let's imagine you are a peasant who lives in the 1620s. 1620s. That's the end of Ming Dynasty. Let's imagine there were just a flood. And your house is gone, your crops is gone. Yeah, you got nothing. And you go to the government and ask them, please, Mr. Magistrate, please give me some food. Please give me some tax cuts so my family and I can have some food to eat and land to cultivate. And guess what the government says? Guess what the Ming Dynasty government tells you? Firstly, more tax, because we're fighting against the Manchurians in the north. We're fighting against existing peasant rebellions. So you're going to have more tax, actually, even during a disaster year. Secondly, sorry, no relief food for you, because all the food have to go to the front lines to feed the soldiers. So what now? Well, to get some food, you're going to have to sell your land to the rich people in your neighborhood. They get cheap land. You get very minimal amount of compensation food. Well, in a matter of months, that food will be gone. You will eat all of it. And then starvation kicks in. In the beginning, maybe you can find some cockroaches to eat. You can find some, bugs, snakes, random animals, random plants to eat. But after a while, everyone is starving in the village. And guess what? There's nothing left to eat. Firstly, let's assume that you are a able-bodied male in your 20s or 30s. Firstly, who dies first in a famine? Children, the elders. So you see your sons and daughters die of starvation. And then your parents, your aunts and uncles, And your wife dies too. And in the end, by the end of the year, you're alone. Everything you own is gone. Everybody you love has died. And you, an able-bodied male, 20 to 30 years old, with nothing left and no work to do. That is exactly when you are at your most hopeless, your most frustrated, your most angry, your most fearful. When you're at that stage, guess what? It takes one simple suggestion. Your neighbor, let's say, call him Joe. Your neighbor Joe comes over and say, hey, buddy, my family all died too. My land is all gone, and I'm starving, just like you. Why don't we pick up our pitchforks and join up Li Zicheng, who was a peasant rebellion leader up north? Why don't we join him? And guess what? The likelihood of you saying yes to that proposition is definitely over 90%. You're definitely going to join the revolution because your stomach is empty, your wallet is empty, and your hope gone. That is how the government forces and the people rebels. In this situation, you, the Ming Dynasty peasant, you didn't rebel. You didn't choose to rebel because of religious beliefs. You didn't rebel because of some political ideological belief. I mean, likely you've never been to school. You can't even read, right? You don't have any ideology. You don't have any religious belief. You have nothing. All you can think of is food, your dead family, and all the money that you will never make. So you didn't rebel against Ming Dynasty because of beliefs or whatever. You rebelled because the existing government could not feed you. They could not safeguard your wealth, your land, your future, and they certainly could not safeguard your loved ones. That's why people rebel. Not because of any fancy schmancy ideas. No, that's just not true, man. You can talk about psychology, sociology, political science, economic theories. You can talk about social justice, diversity quota. You can talk about DEI and whatever cultural things all you want. And I will be here to listen. I'm a good listener. But none of it causes extremism. None of it causes revolution. No. Only your stomach, your wallet, and your hope. Only those three causes people to join extremism. Only those three causes people to join revolutions. That's it. You don't have to tell me about all the fancy things. I don't believe in fancy things. I believe in simple things. Things close to people's lives. And when you are hungry, when your wallet, sorry, I can't even speak on it. When your wallet is empty, when your hope has evaporated, it is very easy for you to subscribe to extremist ideology. It is very easy for you to listen and trust in those strong men who promises you, oh, they're gonna make Germany better. No. No. You think all those soldiers in the Tsarist army joined Lenin because they understood what communism was? No. They didn't join Lenin because they thought communism was gonna liberate all humankind. They joined Lenin. Many of them joined Lenin because the Tsar, Nicholas, was being an A-word. The Tsar forced them to fight against an enemy that led to widespread casualties. And the soldiers couldn't take it anymore. Remember when government forces the people rebel? That's what happened with the Tsar and his army. The soldiers couldn't take it anymore. They didn't want to fight anymore. But the Tsar kept forcing them to fight. That's what happened. And so right now, if we look at America, right now, many Americans cannot feed their family. Right now, many Americans are seeing their income evaporate. They're seeing their savings evaporate. They're seeing their wealth evaporate. And in terms of hope, many Americans are seeing their future gone. They don't got a future. AI, high-tech companies, they're firing people. Thousands or even tens of thousands just overnight. Yeah. Don't talk to me about ideologies and cultural values, and don't talk to me about race, gender, sexuality, ethnicity, religious beliefs. Don't talk to me about those things. Talk to me about SNAP benefits. Talk to me about income inequality. Talk to me about the fact that no matter how much money I earn, the grocery prices will forever grow faster than my income. Talk to me about the fact that even PhD students can't easily get a job. Talk to me about all the job positions that are forever gone because AI and robots take over. Don't talk to me about social issues and religious beliefs and all of that. Talk to me about my stomach. Talk to me about my wallets, and talk to me about hope. Because without those three things, without taking care of those three things, more and more people will subscribe to extremism. And if enough people subscribe to extremism, revolution will happen. Yeah. And everything that I enjoy about this wonderful country will be gone if a revolution happens. It saddens me to see how both sides of the government, Republicans and Democrats, liberals and conservatives, it saddens me that none of them want to make an effort to feed the people, to fatten people's wallets, and give people a hopeful future. None of them are making even the remote effort to do it. Because for them, their stomach is already full. Their wallets are already full. And they have plenty of hope. Likely most of them got multiple passports, so if something falls here, they can just go to Canada or Europe or wherever. But for the rest of us, I only have one passport. Yeah. Most of Americans don't have the luxury of just going somewhere to escape. Most of us are stuck here And when our stomach goes hungry for multiple days, when there's nothing left in our wallets except for pennies and dimes, when our advanced degrees get us nothing but Grubhub and DoorDash jobs, guess what? Extremism sips in easily. Yeah. It's a fertile ground for extremism to take root and grow viciously. And the only way to prevent extremism from taking root, and the only way to prevent revolution from happening, is bread and entertainment. The good old Roman strategy. You gotta give people fun things to do, and you gotta feed them. Okay? And now, we're doing a pretty good job at entertainment, but we're so lacking on the bread part. And for me, I can live without Netflix, but I cannot live without food. Food! I'm gonna yell that word. Without food, people can very easily get desperate. Without entertainment, I can live without entertainment. I can Netflix, cinema, Hulu, or whatever. I can live without that. But food, I'm gonna go crazy after a day without food. I will go crazy. Yeah. And so I need my audience, however few of you, I need my audience to understand. Even if it's just 2 or 3 of you watching, I hope I can get you to understand how important economic issues are. They're more important than ideology. They're more important than culture. They're more important than identity, than anything. Without feeding the people, without employing the people, you got nothing. Nothing. Yeah. And to keep civilization from becoming anarchy, we have to feed the people, give them a good income so they can buy things, so our companies can keep going, so this economy can keep going. Otherwise, October Revolution, yeah, that may happen in this country. And if that happens, guess what? I don't need a racist to tell me to go back to China. I may just go according to my own creed, because I don't want to face that kind of chaos and destruction. So, have a nice day, America. This is me getting very worked up. I'm very worked up about this because I care about this country and I want this country to do well and be peaceful and prosperous. But we're not heading in the right direction. And unless we do something drastic to reform and feed the people, October Revolution, yeah, that can happen here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and let's pray and work hard to keep this country going and feed the people, man. You gotta feed the people. See you next time.